I've come to refer to this in my own life as a Genesis 1, Romans 1 approach to disagreement. I sort of refer to that way just because it helps remind me of two passages of Scripture that help me remind me of the sort of posture that I want to take towards someone when they ask me a question, make a challenge to my faith, or when I'm in a disagreement. I remind myself when someone is disagreeing with me, I remind myself, the first thing I do, of two passages of Scripture. First, Genesis 1:26, let us make humankind in our image. So the person standing before me who's disagreeing with me, no matter how strongly I disagree with them, they are created in the image of God. Therefore, there is still good standing in front of me. Therefore, there's a remnant of good standing in front of me. And then Romans 1, around verses like 18 to 20, but in verse 19, it makes this incredible claim. Because there, Paul he's talking about non-believers, he's talking about unbelievers, and yet he says, for what is known about God is plain to them because God has made it plain to them. That's a really interesting thing to say about people who don't believe, that the knowledge of God is plain to them. Now, just a couple verses above, it says that that knowledge is suppressed. So it's possible to suppress that knowledge, but there is still some sense in which even non-believers have knowledge or access to knowledge of God. So when I'm in a disagreement, or when someone asks a question that shows they disagree with me, the first two things I try to do is remind myself of Genesis 1 and Romans 1 that reminds me there is good in front of me, there is truth in front of me, therefore let me find the remnant of good and build a bridge back to goodness itself. Let me find the remnant of truth and build a bridge back to truth itself.